Good evening, guys, and welcome to the Kcca Fc Tv show. It's the 9th episode, guys. We're making tremendous growth on the Kcca Fc Tv show, and we have hot stuff and plenty of stuff in this particular show for this weekend. And just to tell you, it's a new month and it's the month of August. We have plenty of stuff on the show tonight. Just to tell you, we have the club news. We have an update on what exactly is going to be happening in the football club in the coming week, and also what happened in the past 2 weeks. We also have something from the social media trivia. We have winners in this particular show, guys. And then we have something from the FUPA president. He commented on why exactly clubs should start avenues like this one we're having, that is the Kcca Fc TV show. We have an update about the stadium development plans from our club patron on the show tonight. Remember, the strategic plan of 2018 that Kcca Fc launched had things like infrastructure development. We have an update in this show. And the big news, guys, have all been waiting for this particular week. We have signing number 6 for Kcca Fc in this particular window. We're going to be getting to know why this particular player and what the gaffer thinks of this particular player. And guys, at the rate at which Kcca Fc is signing players, you get to think that next season, that is the 2020-2021 season, it's going to be something tough for other teams. And we're signing young players, top class players. My name is Magero Moses Mwanje. Let's walk this journey together. Now, to start it off with the club news this week, Kcca Fc about a fortnight ago came out and took to its website and came out officially and communicated that Mustafa Kcca will be joining Montreal Impact in the Major League Soccer. Mustafa Kcca has been a player since 2015 at Kcca Football Club, and he joined from the Kcca Soccer Academy, and then after, in 2016-2017, he was promoted to the Kcca Fc senior team, but then he took a short, long spell at Maroons Football Club and returned to Kcca in 2017 in January. So for 3.5 years, Mustafa Kcca has been playing top flight football at Kcca Football Club, but he'll be joining Montreal Impact. But the catchy bit in Mustafa Kcca's contract with Montreal Impact has a clause that he'll be staying on a short loan at Kcca Football Club until December 2020, because it's believed around that time probably there will be free movement for the air transport and he can fly to Canada and have his medical. And just to tell you something more about Montreal Impact, it's coached by Thierry Henry, a legend in football, and everyone really knows who and how much Thierry Henry means to the game of football. And we only wish Kcca Mustafa the very best that is from Kcca Football Club to him, and we're quite sure he will really raise our banner higher and probably open more doors for other youngsters at the football club. Now, the social media trivia is back. We've missed it last week, but it's back for this show. And for this particular week, we had a question that says, which year was Kcca Fc formed? Who founded the club? What was the reason behind the formation of the club? And one lucky person was to win a Kcca jersey, and it was to be announced on the Kcca Fc TV show on Sanyuka TV at 10 p.m. And we're going to be getting to know who the winner for this particular week is. We'll start with Twitter. And we had a couple of people answering. This one, Nyanja Human Lake, says Kcca was formed in the year 1963 by the late Samuel Wamala. It was initially mainly meant to cater to the recreation purposes for the council staff at KCC. That is Nyanja. Simon Pifo says it was formed on the 12th April 1963 by the late Samuel Wamala, who was the head of the sewer section in the council's engineering department. It was initially formed and dominated by the casual workers of the council sewer section. Then Kenny Bex Mosera says the club was founded on 12 April 1963 by the late Samuel Wamala, who was the head of the council's sewage works section in the city engineering department. Just a few others. Mr. Paul Unzimai says the club was formed in 1963 by the late Samuel Wamala. The club was founded to cover all departments within Kcca since it was initially dominated by casual workers. And he also goes on to say it was initially mainly meant to cater to the recreation purposes for the council's staff. And then God's Child says Kcca was formed in the year 1963. It was founded by the late Samuel Wamala. It was initially meant to cater to the recreation purposes for council staff at Kcca. And finally on Twitter, Dollar Bill says it was founded on 12th April 1963 by the late Samuel Wamala. And we have a winner for this particular one, who is Paul Unzimai on Twitter, who went on and said it was founded in 1963 by the late Samuel Wamala, and it was initially meant to cater to the recreation purposes for the council staff. Congratulations, Mr. Paul Unzimai, and you'll be getting your Kcca Fc jersey. That is the third kit for the 2019-2020 season, green in color. Now on Facebook, we got Mr. Wamala Swabulu saying year 1963, founder Samuel Wamala reason to provide leisure for the workers in the council sewage works section, which was part of the city's engineering department. Tata Joe on Facebook still says 12th April 1963 by the late Samuel Wamala. Patrick Zuaz says 12th April 1963 by late Samuel Wamala. And also Denz Anson Wandawa says Kcca was formed in 1963 by the late Samuel Wamala, predominantly for casual workers. Congratulations, Mr. Wamala Swabulu. You're the winner for Facebook for this week's social media trivia. You said year 1963, founder Samuel Wamala, and the reason was to provide leisure for the workers in the council's sewage works section, which was part of the city's engineering department. And we'll be giving you that green jersey, the 2019-2020 season third kit. And also, we caught up with the funds that is in the fund zone for Kcca Football Club, and that is in for this show. And they talked about Bright and Ukani. Remember, we signed him 2 weeks ago, but we did not get the reactions on the fans. We have the fans speaking, and they said it as it is on this show. Have a look.
Hello everyone watching Kcca Fc Tv show. This is Richard Sechans. I write for the Sports Nation website.
My name is Duweka Benjamin. I come from Mutungo.
Manya Semanda Richard, the mwagizi wa Kcca FC.
Yes, the importance of KCC's latest signing, Brianna Ukan. Yes, this is a great player and a great addition to the club. A player we're talking of is Brianna Ukan, a player who will give the team rhythm, a player will help the team in attacks. We are talking a player good at scoring goals and assisting them.
Ndi musanyufu olwakochi waffe Mike yatuletedde omusambi nga nze gwe mbadde nsuubira nti ye yeetagisa mu ttiimu season eno. So ensonga eyo nze nasanyuse nnyo kubanga byemumanyiko ng'omusambi oyo bingi. Ndabye video ze, mulabye n'amaaso gange ku gemu ez'enjawulo, ate kirungi abadde ku kiwempe season eziyiseeko emabega, era nakati azze ku kiwempe, mulabye ku bisaawe eby'enjawulo, so ajja kuba mulungi nnyo era ajja tuyamba. Ye musambi akola ekintu nga tosuubira kikyazaako. Pass gy'osuubira nti agenda kusiibula oteebe, ate ye agyeteebera, ate ye okuteeba. So najigaba neva mu mukisa gwa golo. So ti musambi mulungi nnyo era ajja tuyamba mu ttiimu yaffe. Ndi musanyufu nnyo okuba nti no batusayiningidde omusambi omulungi.
And Ukani Bright has that final pass, that pass that cuts through every defense, that pass that makes every defense look poor in any way.
This is a player who has assisted over 12 goals and scoring 15 goals. Those of you can get back to the records. A player who scored 12 goals in big leagues, assisting 15 goals. This is a great player for the club. A player mostly anticipated to fill the shoes, all the boots left out by Alan Okello in January.
Bright nalisuubidde nti omutendesi yalibadde amusambisa mu number 10. Number 10 Bright wa bulabe nnyo kubanga free kick azikuba, paasi eziva mu golo azikuba, era ku speed yanaku ne Bright nga bajagabamu omupiira eri ku speed ya wagulu, alowooza kugamba mwangu nnyo. Ayangu osalawo ate nanaku naye yennyini ayangu osalawo. So tiimu zino ba opponent berinde kubanga tujja bakwata goal 15 awo anaaba teyetegese bulungi kubanga season eno tugenda kubeera babulabe nnyo. Naye nga nalisuubidde nti omutendesi yali mutadde mu number 10 kuba paasi opponent gy'atasobola teeka mu kigere. ate akuba paasi ng'agirowoozeza ate ne gwagiwadde aba yagisomye dda wa paasi weraga ate era ng'evaamu ggoolo kuba ky'otasuubira ate ye kyakola ayinza otteeba ayinza okukuba paasi nawe tosuubira kikyayinza kukola naye nga musambi mulungi nnyo ne ku information omutendesi gy'akozesa nkimanyi ajja fiitingamu kubeera akapiira akamanyi.
Every time Anukani Bright makes a pass, he moves. He does not stay in one position. That's why most of the times you see him in goal-scoring positions all the time.
We're talking a player who is here to win titles for the club, the big league MVP, most of you who can remember that, and FIFA player of the year nominee. This is a player who is coming in at the right time. This is a player who will help the team quest for their 14th title.
Any striker who plays with Anukani Bright, I wouldn't say Anako will be the perfect person to play in that striking position, but I would say any striker who makes moves in the striking position would be very good for Anukani Bright.
As Kcca goes to the CAF Confederations Cup, we expect Bright Anukani to do a huge job as Kcca make it to the group stages of the competition. And if you've not watched Bright Anukani, my friend, you have to watch Bright Anukani, and it's a demand for you to come at Lugogo watch this player.
Nobody can stop Anukani Bright. I've never seen anyone in Uganda stop Anukani Bright. To me, Anukani Bright is a prayer answered in Ugandan football. For the last 10 years, we've never had a player with that splitting pass like Anukani Bright. That's what I would say.
Now guys, you've heard it from the fans. Really, the fans have huge expectations for Bright Anukani, top-class midfielder, the player Mike Mutebi has always wanted, I think since Alan Okello left the club. He gives that link between the midfield and the strikers, and you get to think he's going to be a brilliant player for Kcca Football Club. We'll be going to a break, and I'll leave you with the moment of the week, top-class save from Charles Lukwago against Bandari Football Club. That was in the Sekafa Kagame Cup last year in 2019, the first group stage game. This is what happened, the moment of the week.
Brought again in the middle of the park, and Agadi tries, great effort, but the goalkeeper says no. This is a serious counter-attacking.
Now guys, welcome back from that break, and in this particular segment we have something from the Lord Mayor. He has an update about the stadium development plans. And remember, in 2018, Kcca FC launched the strategic plan that was to take the club for the next 5 years. And in this particular strategic plan, there were key result areas. And the second one was the facilities and infrastructure development, to just make sure that the players and the coaches have top-class facilities that can help them really get us the result as the football club. And we have an update about the stadium development plans from the Lord Mayor, also the club patron for Kcca Football Club. This is what happened when we caught up with the Lord Mayor, and these are the stadium development plans for Kcca Football Club.
Well, it gives me great pleasure to note that we are now in advanced stages of starting on this mega project of reconstructing our facility, our stadium. Arrangements have already been made to see to it that we commence the construction. It's a very big project which requires a lot of funds. So the biggest challenge was about getting the necessary funds. But I'm glad that finally we are making a headway, at least from the national coffers, from the central government. This financial year we are getting 2 billion, and from our local revenue as Kcca 500 million. That gives us at least 2.5 billion to begin with. And it's a project which is going to cost over 10 billion Uganda shillings. And right now, the architectural designs have already been made. They are going through the necessary processes within Kcca. The approvals have already been made, and of course, the next stage would be procurement to secure the companies that are going to handle the construction, and also tie the loose ends and work out the nitty-gritty of ensuring that this project gets kick-started. I know it's a matter which is so close to people's hearts, the fans especially. There's been an outcry. They have been always asking, when are you working on the stadium? You see, even Vipers, I'm sorry to mention this, Mulindwa is ahead of us. Of course, we give it to him. We give him credit. And they are saying, no, you please do this, do that. Every time I've been to Lugogo, that has been the outcry. We are also concerned, and we are responding to this. And I'm glad that now we are about to get started. With that support this financial year, at least we have a starting point. From the architectural design, you'll appreciate we want to conform to the CAF standards. At least we have done our best to see to it that we come up with the actual architectural design which conform to the to the CAF standards, because of course there have been queries raised. Do we have the facilities required for hosting international games? Do we have the standards required, at least by CAF and whatnot? We are answering all those questions. The design, if I can paint a picture for what is in that architectural design, on African standard, on the Ugandan standard, and I don't want to be generous with my words, but it's going to be a state of the art. Not on an international scale. Those of you who have visited Manchester, I always mention Arsenal now, from Hayward to Emirates and what. No, not those standards, but at least Ugandan standards, African standards, like those of you who have seen clubs with their own stadia, like Mamelodi Sundowns and many others. You'll see that we're almost going to be there. But of course, it's going to be done in a phased manner. If we had adequate resources, we'll do it right away within the time that would, satisfy your needs. But we are constrained by resources. We shall do it in a phased manner. I've said we are just getting 2.5 billion for the start. So we are going to have a facility with at least the best amenities you'd find in a modern standard. In a modern stadium. Those amenities you'd find, the best ones. Those of you who know the geography of Wakira, particularly I'm addressing you, the fans, we are going to improve on the VIP side with a section which will be platinum. There is also the VIP side, and also you'll have hospitality boxes on the top there, which can host functions like, those who have businesses there, high end, of course. Those who would want to have their own meetings there, you'd come and secure that box there, which is exclusive for you. It's secluded, it's not open to members of the public. You can always come, and of course at a fee, you get one of those boxes. You can always have your own meetings in that very serene environment with a lot of the ambience you'd find in a modern facility. It's more or less like a business center, kind of. And also, there are also requirements. There should be a media center for the media crew, not to keep running around like you've seen running in the stadium with their cameras from one side to another. That is really outdated. You know, modern stadia right now have their own media centers. You'd hardly see cameramen in those modern stadia hopping from one place to another. So we are going to have that media. It's a requirement. And also places of convenience which are up to standard. Dressing rooms for the host for us, the host, and also for the visiting teams, and everything that we would find from that particular side. And also we have the Kcca side. It's also going to be well improved on the Naguru wing, and with a number of entrances there, so that we avoid the congestion and the fist fight we always witness there, the shoving and pushing at the entrance, so that we ease traffic there. You come, the ticket selling centers will be so many there, and the entrances there. And for the VIP, they will be entering through the VIP Platinum. They will be entering from the other side of Forest Mall. They will not access the stadium from this side of Naguru. And those who will be coming will easily access the stadium through that side of Naguru, the Kcca side, if I may use that term. And it will be a 10,000 seating capacity. And even the Kcca, we always see our enthusiastic fans standing all through there with the scorching sun. No, it's going to be a covered stand, but with the seating facilities there, and also with some reasonable facilities that you can find on that side. And the other wings, we are still struggling with the ShopRite, because you know we had the problems with the our predecessors who, with all due respect, mismanaged our facilities there, and part of our land was encroached on. Now we are still struggling. At least one, we are preserving the existing piece of land, but we have issues with the ShopRite there which we are trying to sort out, and that may in one way or the other impact on the progress and will cause some unnecessary delays of our project. But we hope that we shall sort it out and move on with the project smoothly. Well, on the VIP side, we are going to have, it's going to be a mega complex, a huge complex. There are different facilities we are providing for. We are going to have a state-of-the-art museum where we are going to keep the record of our legends, and also, like it's happening in the developed world, there are things that we treasure. We have the club paraphernalia which has to be sold, and there are shops which are going to be, which will operate from that particular side, and quite a number of them. We are going also, like as I said, we are going to have a museum that is going to help us keep that record. It's going to be acting like our archive to keep most of our records there, including the portraits of our legends who have been supportive of the team, and many other things that are going to be provided for. Like I said, to our standards, Ugandan standards, going by those standards, at least it's going to be a state-of-the-art stadium. And bafani baffe bali njagala okubakakasa nti ekisaawe kyaffe kino kyekigenda okubeera number 1 mu ggwanga. Bangi mugenzeeko ku kitende ne mugamba at least no, mugenda kulaba state-of-the-art stadium. A state-of-the-art stadium where we even have floodlights so that we can host matches at night.
Now, guys, you've heard it from the Lord Mayor, also the club patron for Kcca Football Club, and those are the stadium development plans, which will be kicking off very soon. And we expect to have a very mega structure that is at the StarTime Stadium, Lugogo, that will make you and me very happy when we come down to watch the games of football. We'll be going to a break, but before that, we have something from the FIFA president on why it's very important for clubs to have platforms like the Kcca Fc Tv show, where they can air their content and also decide on what airs for their viewers and different stakeholders. This is what happened when we caught up with the FIFA president, Engineer Moses Magogo.
But also the idea of the TV show, which can graduate into TV, is that everybody looks at the league sponsor, in this case StarTimes, that how much are they bringing on table. But they take so little. All they take is the 90 minutes of a league match, of some of the league matches of a club. But there's a lot of content beyond the 90 minutes of a league match. The training, the other competitions. So it is important that the clubs understand that today the money is in TV. The money is in content. You must create the content, package it, and the laziness of thinking the TV houses will come to you and pay you, and all you do is to earn the money. You won't get money from TV. But I would love to congratulate Kcca for the step taken to be able to produce its own content. When you produce your content, you produce it your way, you package it your way, you decide on the programming, you decide on the content, because you understand your fans much better than the TV house. So when this show grows from hours into probably daily programming into a 24-hour channel of what happens behind the scenes, for me, it's a great insight. And it should be a lesson for all the other clubs. What Kcca is doing, it can be done. Some of these things are possible. They can be done. We want to see the 2 hours of Express, the 2 hours of SC Villa, the 2 hours of Police. I mean, something that is important. As a football fan, we always want to see behind the scenes, what is happening behind the scenes. It's not what we see in front of the scenes, which is the 90 minutes in the league. So for me, it's a great innovation. Looking at the history of the club, who can say it better than yourself? You, the club. You know, the other day I was watching the show myself, from an ardent fan of the show, and looking at a number of great people who made history in the club, Mr. himself, and I mean, it is very, very important. So for me, I would like to encourage the club and say, in the beginning it's going to be hard. Later, it's going to be much easier. And also call upon the corporate companies in this country that such efforts can only survive with your support. So I call upon the brewers, the telecoms, the energy companies, the insurance. Please, we can only have this when you come in to support, because there are very huge costs behind production. I know that for one. But again, this is the only way we can take our country together forward. So for me, kudos Kcca. As a Villa fan, I wouldn't want to be saying this, but as a FIFA president, it's my responsibility to congratulate Kcca.
Now, welcome back from that break, guys. And now this is the moment you've all been waiting for. In this one, we're going to be getting to know who the 6th signing for Kcca FC is in this particular transfer window. Who is this player? We're going to be getting to know that in this segment. And what does the manager exactly think of this player, his player profile, everything about him, why he started playing his football from, where he has played his football, how many goals he scored last season, why exactly Kcca FC had to sign this particular player. And guys, by the way, this guy is a clinical officer, a professional clinical officer. We have a clinical officer at the football club, guys, and he's a football player at Kcca Football Club. He just doesn't get better. And this is what exactly happened when Kcca FC was getting signing number 6 for this particular transfer window. Have a look. Now, who is Brianna Hayward? His nickname is Breezy. His date of birth is 1st of July 1998. He's 22 years of age and his height is 5.9 feet with a weight of 69 kilograms. Position is a forward and his strong foot is his right leg, but then he uses his left hand to write. His favorite shirt number is shirt number 9. And some of his attributes are he scores goals for passion and he has a very awesome good first touch with top class passing. That is Brianna Hayward, who is a forward joining Kcca Football Club. Part of his social media, his Facebook is Hayward Brian, his Twitter handle is @BrianAhayward1, and his Instagram is @Hayward Brian. So what is Brianna Hayward's education background? Here it is. Brianna Hayward attended Kahunde Nursery School, that was for the kindergarten. He joined Kahunde Primary School from P1 to P7, and then he crossed to St. John Bosco Seminary, that is in Hoima, for Senior 1 to Senior 3. He did his O-level at St. Chirigwajo Secondary School, and then he went into technical school where he attended a certificate in nursing in 2014 to 2015 at Mayanja Memorial Medical Training Institute. He then also did a diploma in clinical medicine, still at Mayanja Memorial Medical Training Institute, that was from 2015 and 2017, where he qualified as a clinical officer by profession. Now, this is Brianna Hayward's football career. He started playing football in 2004 at Kahunde Primary School, and by then he was a very young boy, probably with dreams. And then he crossed to St. John Bosco Seminary, Hoima, and St. Kirigwajo Secondary School, Kibale, in 2009 to 2013, where he played for his secondary school in different district region tournaments. And then in 2014 to 2016, he joined Mbarara Sports Academy, where he played in the regional league. And then in 2016 to 2020, he's been a player for Mbarara City Football Club. And in 2020, that is in July, until 2023, for 3 years, Brianna Hayward is going to be a player for Kcca Football Club. Now, for Brianna Hayward's national team career, he's been summoned twice for the Uganda national team, and you get to think he has got a bright future for the Uganda Cranes. And also, his career goals, that is at Mbarara City Football Club, in 2016 and 2017, he scored 14 goals in the big league when Mbarara City was still playing in the big league, and he scored 2 Uganda Cup goals. In 2017 to 2018, he scored 3 goals in the Uganda Premier League, but remember, he was juggling football and education when he was doing his clinical officer course, that is at Mayanja Memorial Medical Training School. And then in 2018 and 2019, he still scored 3 goals in the Uganda Premier League, and he scored 1 goal in the Uganda Cup. Now, last season, that is the 2019-2020, he scored 8 goals for Mbarara City in the Uganda Premier League, and he scored 3 Uganda Cup goals. And that is the reason why he was part of that provisional squad that was training to go and play the Chan tournament that was supposed to be in Cameroon in April 2020. And in total, his career goals that was at Mbarara City Football Club, he scored 32 goals. Top class finisher, top class forward. And you get to think that he has got a very bright future. And at Kcca FC, he's going to really achieve everything he has ever dreamt of achieving. And we want to wish him the very best. This is what happened when we caught up with Brianna Hayward and the gaffer, Mike Mutebi, for the first interview at Kcca Football Club.
I'm Brianna Hayward, football player at Kcca FC. I play as a striker. Me joining Kcca Football Club has really been amazing. It has not been an easy decision to make. Coming from a home-based side, Mbarara, it has really been a hard decision to make, but I had to come up and step up and make another step in my football career. I feel delighted, motivated, and excited to join a top club like Kcca FC with top players and top staff as Kcca FC. I just feel happy and feel delighted for that. When coach called me, I was really happy to see that call. It really motivated me and encouraged me to, it gave me a hope that I can play football to another level. So I had to take up the opportunity. Living in Mbarara City, joining Kcca Football Club has really been a tough decision for me. Reason being, it's a home-based club, that's where I grew up from, and it really takes courage for a child to move from a mother to go and start a new life. So it has really taken me a good and great decision for me to make. I want to be a top scorer of the league and adding a value to Kcca Football Club to take it to another level. I also want to achieve very many goals with Kcca Football Club. Definitely in football, the higher you go, the hotter it becomes, so I will cope up with Kcca Football Club. I believe Kcca has got better players, has got better managers, so with their help, I believe I will take it on and be a good player for Kcca Football Club. The fans should expect a smile on their faces, because as a striker, I'm going to be scoring goals and I will score goals. So they should expect Brianna Hayward to be a goal scorer.
We brought him to score goals. He's going to compete. A big club must always have competition among its players. So he competes, he plays well, he will start, you know, and doesn't give me a problem. Maybe it will be a good headache to have so many good players. But at any time I can select a couple and they deliver, and then the next game I select the other one. Because like I said, if you look at average age is 21. Okay? So I think they're still hungry and willing to work hard and to perfect their act, you see. So it will be good for me to have that headache, you know, and also good for the club, that if somebody maybe gets injured, you wouldn't suffer, because you know there's always able replacement in that area. So he has been brought in to score goals, and he will start. If he starts and performs well, then he cements his position. Simple. Because we have not brought him to just come here and mark time. We have brought him in to score goals. To score goals and make us win trophies. You see? Because like last season, our top scorer was Mike Mutiaba, who is not a natural center forward, but I had to convert him into a center forward. But now these ones are natural center forwards. Okay? And this thing of saying, oh, since Sanyuka left, we have not been scoring goals from the center forwards, I believe he will do it.
From Brianna Hayward, that is the new forward at Kcca Football Club, and also the gaffer, Mike Mutebi, what exactly he thinks of this player, why exactly he signed him, and he tells him that he has brought him to start at Kcca Football Club. But he also cautions him that there is huge competition at this football club, because he's going to face top-class competition from players like Anaku Sadat, players like Charles Rwanga, a guy who joined in this particular transfer window, and also Mr. Sam Senyonjo, a student at Masakai SS who's got a bright future. He's in his senior 6, and you get to think when he finishes his A-level exams and he's really free and very okay to play football without any pressures of education, you're going to have a star at the football club. And that's it for this show, guys. We've had top stuff on this show tonight. We had club news and an update on Kcca Mustafa about his new move at his new home, that is Impact Montreal in the Major League Soccer. We had an update from the Lord Mayor, also the club patron, about the stadium development plans as per the strategic plan we launched in 2018, that is Kcca Football Club. And we also had a new signing, the unveiling of number 6, that is in this particular transfer window, Brianna Hayward, and something from the gaffer, his expectations about his player, and also the FUFA president on what exactly he thinks about clubs starting channels like this ones where they can have their content air on various media houses and where they can exactly package and own their particular content. There's been top stuff on this show tonight. We have top more stuff coming in the subsequent shows on the Kcca Fc TV show, and you cannot negate that every Sunday at 10 p.m. on Sanyuka TV. That's been it for tonight. My name is Magero Moses Mwanje. Good night.